Hello everybody, I'm starting a new vlog series which is Info Vlog, and this is the first video of it. As you probably see, my first Terceira Azores vlog, which is a cinematic vlog, and this one would be giving you a lot of information about the Terceira island and its history, its culture, and observations of my trip. So let's move on. Terceira, Portuguese pronunciation, is a volcanic island in the Azores archipelago in the middle of North Atlantic Ocean. It's one of the larger islands of the archipelago, with a population of 506,000 inhabitants. Its location of the Azores' oldest city, Angra do Heroísmo, the historical capital of the archipelago and UNESCO World Heritage Site, the seat of the judicial system. A small number of hypogea, earthen structures carved into rocks that were used for burial, were discovered on the island of Terceira, indicating a history of settlement that may date back 2,000 years, and alluding to a presence on the island before the Portuguese. Terceira Island is an active volcanic island that is composed of several older extinct volcanoes. The highest point of Terceira is 1021 meters, formed by the summit of the dormant Santa Barbara volcano, known as the Serra da Santa Barbara. Island tectonics are highlighted by two great faults in the northeast corner, the Lajes and the Fontinhas faults. The Lajes Graben has been responsible for severe seismic events. Historically, both faults have produced earthquakes that are relatively shallow, strong, and responsible for the destruction of property in the northeastern corner, specifically in 1614 and 8041. During the 1649, during the 1614 event, whose epicenter was located along the Lajes Fault, 8 kilometers offshore, recorded magnitudes for the earthquake were between 5.8 and 6.3 on the Richter scale. Both the Lajes and Fontinhas faults are separated by 3 kilometers. A second, less developed Graben is located on the southeast of the Santa Barbara stratovolcano. The western part of Terceira Island is more heavily forested than the eastern part due to the prevailing westerly winds, bringing increased precipitation to that site, resulting in forests of cryptomeria. Other geomorphological points of interest include the plains of Acada, the mountains near Santa Barbara, the small lakes of Lagoa das Patas and Lagoa da Falca. The northern coast is an area marked by evidence of volcanic activity with several mysterious lava fields, the swimming pools of Biscoitos, while the center of the island is highlighted by the Algar do Carvalho and Furnasta and Enzorfe, dormant and active volcanic forms that are popular with tourists and geologists. Most of the island is ringed by coastal cliffs about 20 meters high, except of the south coast near Angra do Heroísmo. Here, an eruption of basaltic lava in shallow water formed the tough cone of Monte Brasil, which protects and shelters the harbor of the island's capital. Administratively, Terceira is divided along an irregular diagonal frontier from north-northwest to south-southeast into two municipalities, Angra do Heroísmo and Praia da Vitória. The municipality of Angra do Heroísmo is in the southern half of the island and includes the historic town of Angra, its suburban communities, and many of the coastal resort communities, such as Porto Martins. Praia da Vitória is highly concentrated in the northeast corner of the island, along an axis between Cabo de Porto and Lajes. It's generally considered the industrialized center of the island and is the location of one of the two main commercial ports, the international airport, and many of the associated businesses with the Air Force Base. Angra do Heroísmo, the historical capital of the Azores, is the oldest city in the archipelago, dating back to 1534, owing the importance of the historical center in the maritime explorations of the 15th and 16th centuries. UNESCO declared the historical center as a World Heritage Site. This was in part due to the fact that, as a link between the New World and Europe, Vasco da Gama in 1499 and Pedro de Alvarado in 1536 set up Angra as an obligatory port of call for the fleets of Equatorial Africa and the East and West Indies. The classification by UNESCO was based on criteria 4 and 5 that govern the inclusion based on universal historical significance based on its place in the exploration. The main economic activity on the island is the raising of livestock and the production of dairy-based products. The island has two main seaports, one at the Angra do Heroísmo and the other at Praia da Vitória, and the commercial airport integrated with the flight operations at base area number 4 in the community of Lajes. The Portuguese bullfight is popular on the island, coming in two variations: the traditional equestrian bullfight in the ring and the popular touradas à corta that occur in the streets. Popular since the 16th century, the touradas à corta, literally bullfights by rope, are held by local tertiary villagers from April-May to late September. In these events, like running of the bulls, a bull is let loose from the town square or other open space with a very long rope around its neck. The other end of the rope is held by 8 pastores, men dressed in traditional garb, white shirts, grey pants, and a black hat, who control the animal from a distance, providing some sense of security. Courageous people then attempt to provoke the animal and get as close to it while avoiding being gored, resulting in the occasional injury or mayhem. Some touradas à corta also do away with the rope entirely or become semi-aquatic when the bulls chase the participants off a dock. Following these games, the animal is eventually retrieved and the festival will begin. One festivity that is celebrated at a large on Terceira is Carnaval. Carnaval, or Entrudo, as it is called on the island, is celebrated in quite a different way than other cultures around the world. The celebration starts on the Saturday before Ash Wednesday, when halls around the island open their doors to the public who waits to see the performances. These performances are in the form of dance groups that travel around the island to get on stage and show the work that they put in for the people to enjoy. These dances are a way of showing bravado and magnificence in the form of popular theater. Carnival dates are 1 March and 28 October. There is a university called the University of Azores, and one faculty of that university is located in Terceira Island, and the other one is in São Miguel Island. Public transportation only shows you around the island, and if you want to see the caves bottom of the island, you must take a car or hitchhike, because literally you can go there by bus. Last of my observation is that most of young people who use a car don't have any exhaust filter, and they open music and listen very loudly, and this is kind of weird and remind me some of the Turkish people are doing this in Turkey too. Hello guys, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy this video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, like this video, maybe you can share this video too, and you can also follow me on my social media accounts like Instagram or TikTok or Twitter. So last, take care of yourself. See you on the next video.